Hi guys, thank you for tuning in and welcome back to the channel. Today I received a boat. I don't know if it's a trophy or I think it's a trophy. Anyway, it's got a Mercury two-stroke 2004 135 horsepower XL. Okay, our customer complains, well, I'm gonna do service to it, drop the low unit, do the water pump. I think I gotta do some other things. I gotta check the list. Anyway, customer complains about these 4 beeps that he's getting when he turns the key on. You turn the key on, you get the first beep, which is checking systems, and after that, you wait like 20 seconds, and you will get the beep, 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 beep 4 times. So I'll show you how to diagnose that and how to tell what's wrong and what to do next. Okay, so follow me on that, and I'll see you out there. All right, this is the motor I was telling you about. It's a 135 horsepower XL 2004 two-stroke. Okay, I'm a Yamaha guy, so I will use my Yamaha vocabulary. This tank on the port side of the motor, on this motor specifically, on this motor, on the port side of the motor, is called the oil main tank. The one that you have inside the boat where you pour your oil before you go fishing is called the oil remote tank. Let's talk about the remote tank first. That remote tank, you open at the cap, you pour your oil, and then you shut down those 2 caps, or that cup, and with seals and O-rings so air don't escape from anywhere, right? So the motor creates the small pulses of air through the crankcase, piston going up and down or whatever. So those small pulses of air, they go like constant air is being injected into that completely shut down, sealed oil remote tank in the boat, okay? This pressure, this tank builds pressure with this air constantly coming in. The pressure builds inside the main oil tank. It don't have anywhere to go, that air, so it goes through the pickup tube to another hose that comes to the oil main tank in the engine and fill this one up so the motor can use this oil for lubrication of pistons, rods, bearings, crankshaft, and etc. Remember, this is a 2-stroke. And we have constant pressure in the remote tank building. The oil goes through the other hose and fill this tank up. Now, something is going on that we have 4 beeps going on in this motor. When you turn the key on, you got the first beep, checking systems. 20 seconds later, you got the 4 beeps. And after that, I believe it's 2 minutes later, you have the 4 beeps again. Customer complains, what's going on? We're gonna check into that, okay? So, in this oil main tank, you have the oil inside, obviously, and you have a sensor on the top. That little sensor looks like a little black stick, about 3 inches, right? It's got 2 wires, 2 blue wires. Let's pull them out right here with bullet connectors right there. You see, it comes from the top of the tank. 2 wires. Those 2 wires, blue wires, you can disconnect them both, and it doesn't matter how they go. It can go one way or the other way, no matter how you connect them. All right, so right now I'm in the boat. Let's listen to these alarms. Turn the key on, you're gonna hear 1 beep. Immediately, that's to check systems. 20 seconds later, you will get the 4 beeps. So that's the first alarm. It already checked systems. All right, and now customer is just preparing to go or running the motor. It does the same thing, either running the motor or just with the key on. So we wait for those 20 seconds. It should go at any minute now, and we'll hear this. Let me see that. It's 20 seconds, so it shouldn't be that long. Let's wait, and here we go. Okay, you get that 20 seconds later, right? And then after that, you gotta wait another 2 minutes to get the 4 beeps again, right? You got it now. So let's see what's going on here. So the main oil tank looks something like this, okay? I have it right here in my hand. This is the same tank that I have in the motor. You see the sensor right there with the 2 blue connectors that you can connect them either way, doesn't matter. There you go, right there. Right here, in the other, once we remove the tank, I'll show you. But once I have the old tank in my hand, you can remove this little Phillips screws out and take this sensor out. to for testing. I don't do that because I have a lot of this. It looks like this. I'm sorry. This little thing, once you take it out from the tank, don't worry, oil is not going to come out because this sensor is on a sealed chamber, so it's not touching oil at any minute, at any time. So you take this sensor, remove that Phillips screw, take this little sensor out, right? And this is what you're going to do. So let's go back to the motor. All right, so let's suppose that you remove that screw and you took your sensor out, your sensor float, whatever you want to call it, you took it out. Boom. You have your sensor right there, perfect. So connect it, remember, to the harness. This is your sensor connected to the engine harness, right? There you go, boom. This is your sensor, you connect it to the engine harness, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab a little magnet, just any small magnet. I have huge magnet, medium magnet, but this one works, which is the one that you use for tools, to pick up tools and things like that, all right? So grab a magnet and put it on the top. You see it's got a little step right there. Put it right there on top of, after the step. See, it's right here is the step, below the step, right there on the full section of the flow, the magnet. Leave it there and wait for those 20 seconds. Those 20 seconds are not coming back. Why? Because this sensor, it's installed inside a chamber. It's not touching the oil. It's just a chamber, plastic chamber inside the main oil tank, not touching the oil. And that little chamber is covered with a little float up and down that goes up and down with the oil, and that float is a magnet. So when that float, a lot of people get confused and they said, okay, let's just change the sensor. But very few times is the sensors. Most of the time is the tank assembly, because you cannot replace that magnetized float. You got to replace the tank. So if that float up and down loses his magnetic capabilities, then no matter how many sensors you replace, because it's the magnet inside the tank, you got to replace the tank. So put a sensor there after you turn the key on and before the 20 seconds go off, and you'll see what happens. Come with me and let's try it out. All right, I'm going to try to do this by myself. Okay, so you have your sensor connected. Remember the one that you took out of the tank. You put it here, right? I'll put the magnet very close just to be ready, okay? Just like that. And I'll turn these on. Is there anybody there to help me? No. I'm gonna turn these on and you go up to turn the ignition on. Of course, it's not gonna be the exact 20 seconds because I'm gonna lose some seconds while I go up to the boat. So bear with me. Here we go, boom. I'm going up. I'm going up right now, okay? And turn the key on. First beep is to test system. Boom. Now count 20 seconds from that, okay? Before the 20 seconds come, run to your sensor, right? Here we go. And put your magnet on the top part of your sensor, like so, okay? And we wait for those 20 seconds. I don't know how much it took to go into the boat, but let's deduct that. So once we hear the we're not going to hear anything. See? It could go 41, 42, 44. Let's say I took 10 seconds to get to the ignition and turn the ignition on. It's already past the time of the 20 seconds, right? See? No beeps at all. No beeps at all. So, okay? So now let's take the magnet off. Ready? Magnet off. Let's reset the gauge and do it again. I'll turn the ignition off now and do the test now without the magnet. Turn this thing on. I'm going up. Count the seconds that I take to go up the ladder. Turn the key on. Okay, 20 seconds from that beep. We should hear the full ones. So, let's turn this on, okay? 20 seconds right there minus the time that took me to go into the boat. Okay, it took me 5 seconds, 6 seconds to go into the boat. Okay. See? There you go. All right, so you can tell that the issue, don't go ahead and replace this. I don't think you can order this. Maybe you can. I got a lot of this, but I don't even waste my time with the sensor. I replace the whole tank. And that's the way you know, when you got your 4 bips, how to test it with a little magnet on your sensor. Hope that helps. Okay guys, so there you have it. I hope this tip helped you in any way to save some time. Leave your comments below. Let me know if there is any job or anything that you want to see done, and I can find the time of the boat, because I receive constant boats and for service and for other work, for other jobs. And please consider subscribing. It will help the channel a lot, and so more people can gather and learn about these small tips. Okay, be good, stay tuned, and thank you. Listen to the beep. I left the ignition on, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.